On behalf of all the parents, the great mentors, extend gratitude to all educationalists for their kind support during pandemic. Thank you, educationalists, to take care of our children in such a time when everyone was in panic mode. Thank a lot. Date sheet of class 10th and 12th dates are already released. There is a lot of confusion in the mind of students and parents. To give all the details, a panel of eminent educationalists are here today. Me, Sushil Sinha, on behalf of the great mentors, warmly welcome panel members and feel great pleasure to invite Dr. Nicholas Courier, sir, Executive Director, New Horizon Group of Schools, Miss Kavita Ganesh Hegde, ma'am, Principal, 7 Square Academy, Mira Road, Dr. Madhu Singh, ma'am, Principal, Billabong High International School, Dr. Rasmi Tyagi, ma'am, Master Trainer, CBSE, Miss Supriti Katkar, ma'am, Principal, Radcliffe Thane, and Mr. Avinash Kulkarni, sir, Vice Principal, Bal Bharti School. Thank a lot, all of you members, for being here and giving your valuable time. Thank a lot. First, we would like to start with some of the points here. And first thing is there for Nicholas, sir. What exactly pattern of exam is there? And is this pattern going to continue for the next years, or it is only going to be valid for this year? And how will the pattern of exam going to impact both the students and teachers? Please elaborate on this part.
Oh, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Sinha, for the wonderful introduction. COVID-19 pandemic has affected education sector badly and confined schools to digital aided education. Now the situation seems to be gradually normalizing, and schools and colleges are being reopened in phases, and it looks like COVID-19 pandemic has turned endemic. CBSE, through its academic circular number 51 dated July 5, 2021, announced about 2 board examinations for class 10th and class 12. That is term 1 and term 2 board examination for session 2021-2022. Academic session, as per this, is divided into 2 terms with approximately 50% rationalized syllabus for each term. Examination is based on the syllabus of the respective term only. Syllabus is divided looking into interconnectivity of concepts and topics by subject experts. For details, the syllabus, you may refer CBSE academic portal in curriculum tab. Term 1 examination is conducted in offline mode in exam center or in schools in November or December as per the date sheet released by the board under the supervision of external superintendent and observer. Subjects are divided into major and minor subjects, and details of these major and minor subjects are given in the CBSE circular issued on 14th October 2021. Term 1 board examination is MCQ type. Question paper will be sent by the board with marking scheme. Students' answers will be captured in OMR sheet. Marks obtained in term 1 will continue to the overall score of the students. Duration of this exam would be around 1.5 hours, that is 90 minutes, except for Carnatic music and Hindustani music. Reading time will be 20 minutes instead of 15 minutes. And maybe the starting of examination timing also would change. I think earlier it used to be 10:30. Now it would be around 11:30. The MCQ type questions would include the following types of questions. That is case-based MCQs, standalone MCQs, assertion reasoning type MCQs. Class 10th question paper consists of 40 marks for term 1 examination and internal assessment of 10 marks. For class 12, subjects with practicals like physics, chemistry, computer science, etc. Theory paper consists of 35 marks and for practical 15 marks. And subjects with internal assessments like mathematics, economics, etc. The theory paper would be consisting of 40 marks and internal assessment of 10 marks. Each paper contains 3 sections, and in social science, it would consist of 4 sections. All questions carry equal marks. There is no negative marking. Sample question papers are available in CBSE academic portal in skill education tab. The details of internal assessment, practical or internal assessment of project will be completed in school before term 1 examinations are over. Marks need to be uploaded on the link given by the board before the last day of the term 1 examination of the respective classes. Marks allotted will be 50% of the total marks allotted in the syllabus. For example, if the total allotted marks for internal assessment is 20, 10 marks will be allotted for term 1. And syllabus, all these details are given in the syllabus that is available in the CBSE portal. As you asked whether this pattern would be continued for next academic year or in the future. This pattern of examination introduced by the project, by the board is on pilot project. Board hasn't committed anything that this pattern would be continued, but continuing this pattern post 2022 would depend on the feedback of the stakeholders, that is students and the teachers. Next, you ask how this would affect the students and the teachers. Subjective type examinations are to be evaluated manually by teachers, which is a time-consuming process, whereas MCQ types saves a lot of evaluation time. NAP 2020 emphasizes that a learner must be able to apply the concepts of real-life situation. The objective of MCQ type exam is to understand learners' ability to apply the concepts in real-life situation. MCQ pattern is meant to assess multiple skills. This pattern will make students more serious towards learning and in their studies. Students who are not serious in their studies may find MCQ type exam slightly difficult to attempt. Writing and comprehension skills of students may not be ascertained through MCQ type examination. Hence, board has decided to keep subjective type of examination for term 2 consisting of objective type, short answers and long answers. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank a lot, sir, for giving all the details. Next, I would like to invite Madhu ma'am. Ma'am, what kind of a standard of questions we expect, and how to prepare for this type of examination? Because students are going to face first time such type of examination. Earlier, the pattern was different. Now they are having new pattern.
Thank you, sir, very much, sir, for inviting me in to share my thoughts on it. And I think Dr. Correa has explained this beautifully as to what the pattern will be, but I will dive down a little more into it. So to tell you very honestly, if you look at the IGCSE section or the IGCSE board, the CAIE board, they have for every paper an MCQ pattern and a structured paper, which is what our children will be answering for grade 10 and 12, and has this system of assessment actually tests out your ability of analysis. And of course, the second part is ability of your thinking, analysis, and penning it down very critically into the paper. So these are the two different types of skills which get tested with the MCQ pattern and with the structured pattern, which is being followed by CBSE. And let me tell you, it is one of the most courageous steps, I think, and one of the most historical steps that CBSE has taken, and I am all in for it. I wish they continue this, because we will be able to test our children better. We will be able to analyze their understanding better than just, penning it down and writing it. For example, the question papers are going to be divided into 3 sections, as Dr. Courier already has stated. The challenge that is going to be is checking out on the correct option, circling it, giving it the right, using of the OMR sheet correctly. That is going to be one very big challenge, and we're still waiting for directions from CBSE as to what is going to be the structure for the OMR sheet, and how do we train our children to actually put on their circles on the OMR sheet, and also take away the anxiety of the parents, which is very much there. Let me share this with you. My children have already decided that they would get ink removal erasers and they would get punch holes for their, so we have to train them to look, these things are not possible. You should not be doing it. Children, they are small. They're just 15, 16-year-olds. They're not those 18, 19, the GI and NEET children, who have practiced it a number of times. So these are some of the very important things that need to be done when it comes to the pattern of the paper that we have to get our children to answer. Another very important thing we have to keep in mind is out of the 24, there are going to be sections. And suppose a section A has 24 questions and the child has to answer 20 questions. The reading time has to be very categorically explained to children. That spend that time on the reading time and deciding which question is easy and which one are you going to attempt. If they attempt first 20 questions and realize that the last 4 they have left behind are even easier and they wish to attempt that as well, when it's actually marking is going to be happening, that's our presumption. Your first 20 questions are going to be taken, your last 4 are not going to be considered. So we have to be very, very mindful in, giving these little details to the children so that they do not lose out on the precious marks that they will be getting through the paper. That's with regard to answering of the OMR sheet and the other thing. The other very important thing is, as Dr. Courier said, that the children who are not regular with their studies, they are going to have a little difficulty because there is no shortcut to it. It is not that if you write the formula, if you write the first 3 sentences correct, and even if your answer at the end is wrong, there is a step marking provision. So that they're going to lose out on that. For example, we write notices and they say, write a heading for your notice that you've written. So any answer written by the child is acceptable to us as long as he's very close to the notice that he's written. But currently, in the current situation in an English paper, an extract is to be written and there are options going to be given to them. So they have to choose the correct option. They do not have a choice. I only pray that all 4 options are correct and they can choose any, but we really don't know, what the situation is going to be. So that's one very, very important thing. And while the children are studying, there is no scope of any selective study. We really don't know. There is no scope of selective study because we do not know where the question is going to be picked up. Bloom's taxonomy, I'm very hopeful, is going to be considered where a good weightage is going to be given to the knowledge-based questions so that, it's easier for children to crack the knowledge-based question. And of course, the assertive and the reasoning questions come in the higher order. So they have to be, limited numbers so that the brighter ones are able to crack it. The average ones are still able to, be closer to it. And let's consider that if we look at a bell curve, there's a very small proportion that goes into the 80-90%. Though the people keep saying CBSE में सबको 90% आता है. I tell them आपको मालूम नहीं है कि किसको 70-72 आया है. ऐसे बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं हमारे पास, but आपने कभी उनको देखा नहीं है या उनके बारे में कभी पता करने की कोशिश नहीं की है. The ones who get really 80-90 are intelligent children and they have done their best and that's why they deserve those marks. That's another very important thing that I wanted to talk about. Another thing very important is children have to stay a lot of, especially with English, have to pay a lot of stress on the vocabulary that is going to be used, because even if you see all those papers that are coming, a lot of stress being given on the vocabulary. For example, especially again with English, the paragraph that is going to be given for unseen passage. Suppose there's a word kind and they have to find a similar word related to kind. What does it explain? So children have to be careful in reading the passage and selecting the correct answer. Initially, what they used to do is to read the question paper, and I have seen many children, backtrack the answers and pick up and then they used to write it down. But that will not be possible here. They will have to read it and have to spend time in identifying the answer. They will also have to develop a skill of 2 questions are outright moved out. So they will have to be careful in doing that as well. There will be distractors in the questions. like 60 meters, centimeter, millimeter, all those distractors have to be discussed with the teachers, have to discuss it with the children. So these are little tricks of the trade that we have to ensure that our children are aware about it. Math basically is going to be case-based studies. 3 or 4 concepts will be pushed into one session, and then children have to study that. So teachers have to be very mindful in a regular discussion of the papers with them, because nobody knew, none of us also knew. We've also learned over a period of time that okay, MCQs hai to usko crack kaise karte hain. So, and it is nothing like NEET में elimination criteria होता है, JEE में elimination criteria होता है बच्चों का. हमारे यहाँ elimination criteria नहीं है. हमारे बच्चों को सीखना है कैसे उसको क्रैक करना है और concepts को कैसे amalgamate करके पेपर को संभालना है. So that is something that is, we as teachers hold a lot of responsibility in educating our children about it. That's what I had to share.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And what we see, it's a paradigm shift in the paper pattern of CBSE, because up till last year and last to last year, everyone knows, everyone talk about यार CBSE है ना, क्यों परेशान हो रहे हो, 90% ऐसे ही आ जाएगा. मतलब mentality was
नहीं आता है.
Because in if we talk about in class 10th science subject, in a science subject in physics, there are hardly 4 chapters are there, finger counted, right? And unka by I think mid of October they used to finish their syllabus. अब आगे क्या पढ़ना है 10th में, like that. But this kind of paper is going to give them a new kind of challenge, new kind of their mentality change. It's a really appreciable change from the CBSE side, and it should have happened if we talk about, we are late, in fact, implementing such type of things. Thank you
We
so
can
much.
say thanks to the pandemic for bringing the thought in.
Of course, it has given a lot of new changes, and these are really good, especially in education industry. Welcome, Kavita ma'am. We need your support in some of the point. What should be the psychology of students who attempt the exam, and the parents' contribution to the students?
A very good evening to everyone. When we talk about the psychology of the students while attempting the exams, there are pros and cons, I believe. The pros are like, fear and stress to appear online after such a long time is one of the psychology the students will be facing. The second will be the higher anxiety level, which will drop their concentration. I think the concentration level will drop down. The main is the low sitting tolerance. They are not used to during this pandemic. I think the low sitting tolerance will be at a higher rate, less writing practice, as they have studied through online during this pandemic. I think writing practice will also be reaching every student. Students have overall lost touch with academics as well as socially. When you talk about academics, I would like to share a few examples. There are few students who did not do any kind of reading. Last year when we had to generate the report card, the 10th standard students who were the weaker students, they had scored a very good percentage. And parents had a high expectation that 10th standard, definitely my child would be scoring a good percentage, though they were aware that this was being done through the new apps. What the students are very, expert in downloading. You have Snapsolve and you have copy paste, and they were technology more smarter than our teachers, I feel. So they have lost touch with academic, and the parents, when they came with the result, all of a sudden the CBSE came out that the report has to be generated based on 8th and 9th standard. Very good enough, well enough in 10th standard.
Sorry, ma'am. Kavita ma'am, your voice is cracking. I think there is a separation between your device and you.
So when the report was generated based on 8th and 9th, the students were shocked to see their percentage. Their expectation was high, but when it came generating with 8th and 9th standard result, they were very, sad to see their marks. I feel even parents play an important role when it was writing the exams for the students. Few parents, due to their negligence, they were aware that the students were copying, but they did not take any action, and that inculcated habit in the child. So this is one of the psychology of the student, that will we be able to do copying when it comes to the board exam. So again, students have overall lost touch with academics and socially as well. Time management will also play a major role in it, where parents can help their children. Parents should try and maintain positive home environment. Good food and good sleep is necessary. Also, parents should be careful while communicating with their young teenage minds. We all agree that parents also were facing a lot of issues, but believe me, children also observe that. But they should not displace their anger or stress on kids. Healthy coping mechanism for stress management is engaging them in yoga and physical activity also plays an important role. Students should positively, catch up with the pace of normalcy. They should be well prepared that yes, we are going to appear board exams offline. Few students are eager to appear for their exams after a long period of time. They are very anxious that how the paper will be, and that fear, that trauma, that panic, how they will be appearing for the board exam. Students have also realized the importance of physical school and physical exams. Students have put more efforts in studying. That is what we came to know when we had conducted revision exams, and there were few students who had been very. We have also found that during the online classes, students were addicted towards their games. The lecture was going on and the students were busy playing with games. You have video games, and which parents were also fed up. So it becomes very difficult and challenging task for parents to get them back into that track and ask the students to be serious when it comes to the board exam. Parents' contribution towards students. In spite of financial and psychological crunch, parents have managed to provide all facilities to students for online studying. There were parents when they faced, purchasing of computer, laptops, mobiles, because online teaching was mandatory from us. So in spite of that, they have managed to provide all kinds of facilities to the students. They stood like a pillars during this crucial phase of pandemic. Parents have also taken utmost care and precautions to see that online classes are attended regularly. Parents have also balanced the academic year and holistic growth of students. Proper care should be taken of each child to safeguard from the pandemic. This is what I feel that, parents as well as students, along with the teachers, a teamwork has to be taken place when it comes when the students are appearing for their board exams. So I wish all the best for parents and students for their term 1 exam. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your insights. Avinash sir, yes. Welcome to. Would like to know the impact of this pattern on marks. Can you elaborate on
Yes.
this, please?
Yes. Good evening to all. And as Sushil has asked how it will impact on the marks, the pattern is new. Being a pattern as new, as per the circular which sir has stated that July 5, we have got the circular from CBSE stating that it will be a revised system of examination. And term 1 and term 2, these are the two important terms which are mentioned. At the same time, they are mentioned that which term marks will be considered as in final. So it all depends upon the COVID situation. As we are now approaching for offline mode, so the term 1 will be totally offline. So the marks percentage or the marks weightage for this is around 50%. If suppose accidentally the COVID situation is not going to be same what term 1 is having and term 2 is not conducted by CBSE, at that time the term 1 marks will be having higher weightage. So as a result, term 1 marks are very important. If suppose term 2 is also going to happen similar what term 1 is, if it is going to be offline, then the weightage for term 1 and term 2 will be equally distributed. It means that at any point of time, term 1 marks are important. So the student has to realize that this exam is very much important for scoring better marks. Number 2, as CBSE has given the sample papers, these papers are based on the competencies. As usual, the CBSE is going to have the skills, the Bloom's taxonomy, as Madam has told. There is 60%, 67 to 33, the ratio of lot and hot is maintained. So the lower order thinking is around 67% and 33% will be the higher order thinking. So that is the common pattern which the CBSE follows, and it is not different in the MCQ also. If you go to the sample paper, it is coming around the same. 67, 68% will be knowledge based up to the application level, and above that, that is higher order thinking, will be getting around 33 to 35%. So as a result, many of the students will not suffer with scoring of the marks because 67 to 70% easily scored by almost all the normal students. But when it comes to the higher order thinking, that is a cream which we can target 90, 95 and 99. So those students has to work hard to crack such questions. That is another point. This particular MCQ is having different types of questions, as sir mentioned that it is having assertion and reasoning questions and case study based questions. These questions are new to the students, though we were having the platform in the offline mode which student has written 2 years back. The question is having limited scope. There will be 1 or 2 questions based on the case study or maybe based on the assertion and reasoning. But now the weightage is more. And these questions are not practiced by our students. So the practice is very much important to crack such questions. Our case-based questions are very simple. The total scenario of CBSE to give the question paper is to test the competency of the child. If the competency is supposed to be tested, it is totally based on the conceptual understanding. So the concept should be clear to the students. If you go to the sample paper of class 12 physics, somewhere in the case study paper, there is a question based on the transformer. What is step down transformer and step up transformer? So they are not asked the questions like deriving the equation for eddy current or making the up voltage and down voltage ratios. What they ask is how the distribution of electricity takes place by using step down and step up transformer, how it reaches to the domestic circuits. So it is a common idea where the concepts of the students are tested. So as a result, CBSE is not focusing more on a very specific skill of derivation or numericals. Many of the questions are based on the common understanding. So the concepts are clear to the students or not. So I request that every student should go with the conceptual understanding first and focus and prepare for this particular exam. There is another thing which I want to bring to the notice to the students for getting better marks is that MCQ, they are not practiced at all. Though the students are practiced many Olympiads, but this OMR sheets is something different. First time CBSE has introduced, and that too at the mass level. At the same time, there is one circular CBSE has given that apart from 4 options, there will be a 5th option also. The 5th option is used for making the change of the answered question. So that understanding has to be there, and that should be communicated by the teachers to the students, how you can change the answer. If in the first go I have written the answer B and I found that answer B is not correct, I want to change it to A. Then there is a procedure given. You have to cross the B, then darken A and put A in the square bracket or the option given where you have to mark A. You have to write alphabet A. So this OMR sheet is scanned with two scanners, or you can say two softwares. One is the OMR scanner and another is OCR scanner. So optical mark reader will be used for identifying such particular characters. So there are areas where the students may fail to understand and make the mistakes. Though they know the answer, while marking, they should be very aware of that. Another thing, like the subjects physics, chemistry, biology, and class 10th science. These are the very specific subjects where they are mentioned that the attempted first 20 or attempted first 10 questions will be considered for marking. So the child may attempt 25 questions out of 25. And if suppose a child fails to answer correctly first 5 questions, the child will land having only 15 marks. Though there is no mention of negative marking, though there is no mention of the things like marks will be deducted, but it is totally depends upon attempt base. So attempt what you know you should attempt. That is what the criteria CBSE is using for very specific subjects like physics, chemistry, biology, and science of class 10. Though in the maths it is not specified in the sample paper, I hope so it may come with the circular or with the details, because maths also needs to be with the same category. But as it is not mentioned in the sample papers, I think that part is not taken. But 16 questions to be solved in the maths, so you can solve any 16 out of 20. That is what it is given the instructions. Other subjects like any 20, any 15 can be solved. There is no issue in that, because there is nothing like first 20 attempts or first 10 attempts is given clearly. Another point which I want to highlight here to score more marks is that the students may lose the marks because the 5 marks, 6 marks questions which generally we ask in the subjective paper in the maths, physics, or accountancy like subjects, where they are to actually work out the numericals and come to the conclusion for answers. Those marks are asked for single mark. 1 mark weightage is given, or 0.8 or 7.76, somewhere it is coming the weightage. Now to get the answer of that question, the child has to solve entire numerical to come to the conclusion. So the time limit is very important. 90 minutes though it is given, plus 20 minutes reading time is given. The student should understand that in 20 minutes they should analyze which questions are probably they can solve, probably they know the answer, or probably they can go faster. If they solve starting the 5 mark question, that solutions, and if they stuck somewhere, they may lose the marks. So it is a matter of practice, how they are going to practice it and how they are going to score good marks. As I told you that few students are having the articulating habit or writing habits. So this writing matter is not there at all. As madam has said, it is only MCQ and not 4 options will be correct at any point of time. It is only 1 option always correct. But the distractors are important. The student has to identify which are the distractors. Like madam has given SIAM, YAMA and all the units of measurement. If you see the student who is very bright, who studied very hard, will get struck because of the distractors. The distractors are very close. It is very difficult to eliminate the distractors. And it is a need of the hour to identify such areas, gray areas, and work out for getting better marks. So this is about some guidelines, how actually the pattern will impact the marks. The pattern is not going to impact much for the normal students, but it is definitely going to impact for the students who are actually working hard to score maximum marks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Of course, after going through all these points, it feels like that from this year onward, CBSE has given me so many technical points, and that should be taken care. Otherwise, a student may fall at any point of time. It is much needed. Madhu ma'am, you have given so many good points. Can you give some good suggestion how to prepare to the students?
So if you ask me, I am more focusing on the teacher preparation than the student preparation. To be very
that would be fine, because they are the first.
Yes. So it is for us to identify what is the study pattern and how the study pattern has to be taken care for the children. So currently, there are only, if you look at the timeline, we barely have a month and a half in hand since the papers begin for them from the 30th of November. So, and the number of chapters that they have are also very, very minimal, not more than 6 in any chapter. So the children need to start identifying, going through the difficult, every concept. That's what we are working on. Go back to the teacher if they have not understood a concept and clarify the concept. The teachers need to pitch in on a regular basis to understand that the conceptual clarity, as Sir very rightly said, is very, very important. Because if the concepts are not clear, no tukka is going to work for them. And there is no process of any stepwise marking, तो वो भी नहीं चलेगा. Stepwise की भी कोई गुंजाइश नहीं है. और पहले हम keywords ढूंढते थे, like when we used to go for CBSE marking, the keywords used to be there. So the teachers had the liberty of granting marks basis the keywords. Even if the sentence did not mean much, but there were keywords identified. We presumed that yes, the child knows, maybe he's not been able to articulate. But here there is no such scope of identifying that. So it's going to be easy for the ones who have really got their concepts very, very clear. Going to be very, very tough for the ones who are thinking that last minute study is going to work. It's not going to work at all. And a regular study habit, again, it's still not late. So, and since the syllabus is less, they still can crack it. So that's all I think I have to say.
Thank you so much, ma'am. बच्चे अब वो दिन भूल जाएं कि वो सीबीएसई का भी 90% वाला इजी हुआ करता था. That time has gone. It should be appreciated from the teachers' fraternity. That is very important. Such type of things are being changed, because up till now, only such type of patterns were there in 12th level of competitive exams like NEET or JEE, because there is a process of rejection. They don't sell it. There is not a process of selection. They apply the process of rejection. जो बचा वो तो आना ही आना है. They used to come inside those prestigious institutions. Thank you so much, ma'am. Rashmi, ma'am, over to you. Ma'am, can you give your valuable suggestions to teachers, students, and parents, please?
I'm so much, happy to listen to all these learned principals. They are the head of the institutes, and they have got a wonderful knowledge that how their students are going to face this first examination of its type. And I think they have really might have given to their teachers very good guidance, and that guidance might have flowed to the students also. And whatever discussion you have arranged today, Sunil, it was the need of the hour. And it is definitely going to help the people who are watching it, and they are going to tell it to others also. So now what is the major change? That we are not having the standardized exams of 3 hours. So the pattern has changed. We can say a paradigm shift, as Sunil, you said, has taken place. And this is one of the great transformation in the education, that due to the digitalization of the education, everything is going to change, and it should change because a new world has come. I should say it is a new world because I find so many changes. And now the second thing is that whether we have to do the assessment for learning or learning for assessment. At our times, we were doing learning for assessment. We were saying that what percentage we are going to get. And the parents, they also were thinking, and the students were having lots of tension. But now I will say that we should not care for the percentage. And we should care for what Sunil said just now, that they crack the IITs, NITs, and all these exams so that they get admission directly into best universities. And then, to the teachers, I will say, now the time has come that don't cover the syllabus. It's quite, this thing, but uncover the syllabus. Why I'm saying uncover the syllabus? Because as all of you were telling that Bloom's taxonomy is there. So when we have to do our teaching, learning, and the assessment as per the Bloom's taxonomy, then our style of teaching is going to change in the sense that lots, lower orders, those things we are not going to ask, because someone said that describing the things, labeling things and all that is not required right now. And higher order thinking, analysis. So whatever questions will be given in the examination, I am sure that they will be of analysis and then evaluation and something new, creativity we can, have in our curriculum for the students, because that kind of problems will be asked where the child has to think. So thinking is very important. So our teachers and our heads who are here right now, they can guide their teachers to give these kinds of things in the class when they are teaching. So whatever way they can give situations to the student, they might ask the questions, they can have the quiz in physics, in chemistry, in biology, in other subjects. So through that, lots of analysis, inquiry, and these things will come up. And then if the parents, they think, I mean, they should not think at all, because there was always the examination fear was there. So the fear should not be there. This is what we want to teach our students. So what we should teach for that? Not only the IQ, but the EQ. So IQ is fine, intelligence quotient, but if they're emotional quotient, you are making them strong, then they can face anything in the world. So whatever we are teaching them today, as someone said about the competency-based education or the outcome-based education. So what we are teaching is not that important. What is more important, what they are learning. So if you are teaching them in such a way that they are learning to be confident and they are learning to be knowledgeable as knowledge, skills, and ability, so that kind of questions will be asked in the exams. The direct questions will not be there. So if the student, they have to answer these questions, they have to think, they have to apply the knowledge. Maybe skills, of course, application of skill is not that much in the theory exams. So we have to teach them this way, and emotionally they should be very strong, because today it is for the exams that whatever the child knows, he will do better than that, best out of the worst. Like, because they are confident, they can think, they will sit and they will answer that question. So the emotional quotient is very important, and the parents and the teachers and even the students, if they are present today, so make your emotional skills very strong, because we have got many examples in the caves. The children were lost, but they were found after 1 week and they were meditating. So the teacher has taught them to do that. So you people should be very strong, my dear children. And when my daughter long back, now she's working in ANZ, she was appearing for her 12th standard exams. Of course, that time it was standardized exam. I was telling her to go to the neighbor's house, and I was telling her for 3 hours, you are going to sit here and write the paper. So right now, as in the beginning, Kavita madam was giving the right picture that the students, they cannot sit and they cannot concentrate due to the pandemic. So let them sit in the neighbor's house and sit there for that much time and answer the question. So they will face that kind of situation which they are going to face. And as far as the OMR sheets are concerned, we people have appeared for such exams when the principals and teacher, we are doing MEd exams or BEd exams. So we are appearing. So it is a new way. So that new way, everybody has to adopt. And then they used to have all the exams, for having the admissions in the foreign universities. So that time also they were doing online. That was the online exams, So if there is a change, this is the change for the better. Why we were just having that traditional teaching learning system. So this is very good. And the parents, you can tell the students for meditation, because that will give them lots of confidence and the positive thinking. So this is what Sunil, you are telling me. So I think these things are very important, and our parents, first of all, they should be confident, because mostly what we find, mothers, they really, worry a lot for the children, and especially these 10th standard and 12th standard. Even I was a mother and I was also thinking that way. So please, I mean, even Madhuji and all the principals, why don't you do a counseling session, virtual counseling sessions for the parents and for the students? So that way, I think the problem will be solved. And, in the end, I will say that if you are teaching them and they are learning, it is not for the percentages, not for the report card, which we give to them, but it is the outcome-based education. What the student has, done, what is his ability, and when he is going to appear for the interview tomorrow for some corporate firm, then whatever he has learned, and when he joins the corporate, then what he is doing, that is more important. So you have to teach him, you have to prepare the students for that day. If you explain this to all people, then they will welcome this exam and will not have tension. Thank you very much. This is what I feel.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank a lot. Nicholas, sir, something?
Nicholas sir was awarded, one prize in Dubai from the macadamia, and he was going to come with me, but he didn't come with me.
Yeah, due to some unscheduled meeting by CBSE, I could not come there.
But we were destined to meet. Yeah, and Sunil has done that meeting for us. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. So I think we also got connected a couple of times. Yes, Sunilji, I think Tyagi Madam, Rashmi Madam has clearly explained what is the importance of this exam. And Madhu Madam also has thrown equal light. If you go back to NEP 2020, if you see all this, NEP 2020 is clearly asking the schools or education sector to reform. The old type of education is no more, we cannot say valid. I think that type of education will not work now. We have to reform ourselves. So we have to redo those things and bring in a new fresh air. Bringing fresh air, fresh thoughts, very important. So what is important is applying these thoughts, applying our skills in the real life situations. So as long as students don't do, it is becoming difficult. Now, when we are speaking about case type of MCQs, what is that case? So they are giving a particular example, maybe based social studies, maybe a map based on that few questions. So we are coming to know what is that case study. So we are preparing our children for 21st century. NEP is emphasizing we have to prepare our children for 21st century skills. Now, if you see last few years, last 4 to 5 years, been reforming and bringing in a lot of changes. And last 2 years, you have found a lot of changes happening. 2020 has been announced, or I think we have been taken, I think the government and all other governments have taken a lot of webinars, and few states also have implemented, like states like Karnataka, they already implemented NEP 2020. Now, what is important here is how to prepare our children for NEP 2020. Now, CBSE is taking this step. This is one of the first steps towards that. This is not just taken just because of pandemic. The pandemic has allowed us to do this. That is maybe just because of pandemic, this objective type of examination, MCQ type of examination has been introduced quickly. Otherwise, it would have taken maybe 1 more year or 2 more years. That's why we need to thank even the pandemic. Pandemic has not only done worse things, it has also done something good. So this is one of the good things. Digital technology, digitalization of education, use of artificial intelligence, and learning of coding, and a lot of other new age skills children have been learning. And some of these skills you find in this objective type of questions, that is MCQ type of examination. And it's very important. I think we need to prepare our children for the 21st century. I think we don't say that, I think many say that India is lagging behind. I understand, because ours is a different type of country. We have got diverse culture, diverse demography. Unlike if you just name Japan, maybe they have got, maybe diversity is very limited. They've got one language, regions may be limited, and mostly similar culture. In India, it is not like that. Even when we conduct this examination now, we need to see even the remote areas, whether they have got connectivity, whether they got those issues. Schools are going to face issues, but just because there is a problem, we cannot remain behind. We cannot stop. We have to start. So unless you start, we'll not come to know what are the obstructions, what are those roadblocks. Since we are going to start this, we'll come to know all the roadblocks. Corrections can be done. So always going ahead is important. So when it comes, everyone emphasized on, I think, preparing well. Marks are not important now. No one is going to see the marks. What is important is the skills. What is the skills? Am I preparing my child for the future? Tomorrow, a child passes out from the school or passes out from the institution and goes for an interview for the job. He doesn't know how to face an interview. What is the use? So we are preparing them. So this is one of the steps. This MCQ type of examination is one of the first steps of NEP 2020. There are many more things to come. So children not look for marks. We should prepare our children for application-based studies. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. What I observed in past few days, I interacted with so many principals. The one thing what I observed, and that is definitely going to work, they are very much passionate about the application of this NEP. They are very much curious about application of this, and they are very much positive. They are having very positive thought about this. It is very sure, due to their energy, enthusiasm, and their curiosity to apply this. This is going to make a huge change in our education system. It's
true. True.
Very true.
And today, it's really a big opportunity for me to having interaction with such eminent educationalists, eminent principals. It definitely gives us and to the entire system a new thought. And of course, students will get a lot of insights and how to prepare and about whatever the confusions are there in their mind. Definitely, it is going to help them. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Kulkarni, sir.
Yeah, just to add to it that the NEP is going to change the entire ecosystem of the education. There is no doubt, but this change is starting with this batch. So this batch has to be ready with these changes. Just to give the tips, as the topic for the today's discussion is how to prepare for the CBSE board examination. So I just suggest my students that everybody should go through the sample paper, identify the difficulties which they are going to face and cope up with that, and the teacher should guide them. So guesswork may not work, but sometimes in the MCQ guesswork also works. So don't neglect that or don't do that guessworking, but at the same time, I suggest that if you are not knowing anything and if the situation demands, then MCQ is a better platform for guessing work. Apart from that, as technology is coming, artificial intelligence is coming, not only the students, but the teacher also has to be empowered. As ma'am has said rightly, that disruptive technology has to be adopted by every school. And I'm sure that every school is working to empower the teachers. Though the teachers are not well versed with the technology, they are adopted immediately when the COVID has started. As this COVID has forced us to adopt the technology is going to change the entire ecosystem of the education. So simulation, artificial intelligence, data sciences, and all these are coming. The way in which we used to teach now on the board chalk and talk method is no more now exists. Hybrid teaching is coming, blended learning is coming, and so many things are going to change. And as a result, as a teacher, always learner, we should be always learner, and we should continue to learn till the end to empower our students and to empower the society. That is why my take is and my advice to all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Really.
Even Sinha sir, I would like to add on that students should also practice, as I said, less sitting tolerance. They should be made aware about their importance of the exam. And yes, Kulkarni sir rightly said that the teachers have to upgrade themselves, students' knowledge, and get a good citizen in future. So the teachers have to also upgrade themselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Madhu, ma'am, is there something left?
No, I think most of it has been covered. I would only be repeating the good words that have been shared. But yes, as teachers, we have to be continuous learners, and technology is definitely going to change the face. As teachers, we've been the most COVID warriors who will continue to be warriors with time to come. You know, doctors have all settled down. Their work has lightened, but our work has not lightened. We have got to continuously learn and ensure now how do we implement what we have learned and continue to implement it. So our warriorship, you know, our battle is still on, and we have to ensure that we win the battle in the long run. So thank you very much, Sunil, once again for inviting, and my big namaskar to everybody. It was an absolute pleasure interacting with everybody and listening to it.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Rashmi, ma'am,
Thank
something?
you. Thank
Is
you,
there
ma'am.
something
Thank you,
left?
sir.
Thank you.
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you to all.
So,
Thank you.
Should we finish here?
Yes, I think we
Okay,
should.
ma'am. Thank to
Thank
all
you.
of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.